All right, good afternoon. Welcome back here to Trader Minute. Great to have you aboard. Uh, Market took a little bit of a tumble here as it was announced that the U.S. would keep the tariffs. Announced is the wrong word. I'll clarify that. But it was reported that the U.S. will keep the tariffs on China until after the presidential election. So basically, that means until after November of this coming year. And the initial drop, a little fade lower, and now rally back. This looks a lot like a Fed reaction so far, right? Yeah, I'm very interested to see kind of how it plays on out. It looks like it's created a few minor rotations, but nothing too significant. Where you go, wow, this is kind of game changing. And in fact, if we were to back this out to a 5 minute chart, you kind of see the range of it all, right? The range of it all is pretty small. It's nowhere near what the range was after some of the Iranian stuff, and it is pretty darn small when it comes down to it. Now it did change the trajectory on a few stocks here today. Didn't really affect Pepsi all that much. I mean, Pepsi went red and bounced back up, but it's been up or down 20 cents most of the day today, and so nothing to do here with it with the challenge trade. It's trading at 220 right now, so we're up a little bit on it. Not gonna make millions on it, but we're, starting in the right direction. Would be great to get that follow through that it's expecting, or that I'm expecting based on the signal. And we'll go from there. Now, I thought we were going to see another signal. In fact, I had gone out, I had priced out the options and everything else on target just before I got on the last little video that I did. It's one of those where all target needs to be a bullish signal is a cross of the 3-7 moving average, right? It needs a 3-day moving average to cross up above the 7-day moving average. That's all it needs to trigger bullish. And the pullback in the market has pushed target down a little bit from where it was to where we don't have that 3-7 crossover. It's about 20 cents short there for target. So not able to play it right here, but this is one where yes, earnings are going to come into play, but can play them. Can play enough time with the option and get a decent risk reward there on it. But I will have to wait until the morning. Hopefully, if it does have a little rally, we do get a signal on it in the morning. But we'll see, and we'll go from there. Just depending on what we see happen here with it this morning. So going to go into the close, holding on to target. The upside crossovers right now are Bank of America, Dollar General, J.P. Morgan, UPS. UPS has a chance of triggering tomorrow. With the pullback that it had, it still has the crossover, but the consolidation risk on it is just a little too high. J.P. Morgan has just simply moved too much in the last 24 hours to be a trigger, and Bank of America consolidation risk on it was a little high. I was surprised to see that there. And then Dollar General, which kind of has that same element here with it. So no bullish signal on those crossovers. The downside crossovers, let me show you what those look like here. We have Amazon and Vulcan Materials. Now, if you'll recall earlier this week, Vulcan Materials was on the upside, right? Or, excuse me, late last week, had an upside crossover, but didn't trigger. Has a downside crossover today, isn't triggering. If you've been following Vulcan Materials for a while, you look and you go, well, days like this, you buy it. And that's just kind of how it's been, but, not something I can do for the challenge there. And then we have Amazon. And this is a stock that, me, I'm very bullish on. overall. I understand why there's some sell action associated with Amazon, and I don't want to, it's not something I really want to be aggressive on ahead of earnings. But we saw last earnings, Amazon get a little slapped on the hand by investors because they said we're going to spend more money. We see this with Amazon over and over where, investors don't like when they spend money, but what do they do with the money they spend? They turn it into huge earnings and revenues. But getting a downside crossover coming off a new short-term high, so hopefully he gets a little downside follow-through and maybe gets a little kind of upside crossover that we could take advantage of here in the coming weeks. So those are the crossovers there, but nothing there on the trigger. Now there is posted a video already on the stream here called the Nest Egg. I was just talking about, from a nest egg standpoint, people's savings, retirement, whatever. Just some things to consider, take in mind based on a question that came in here yesterday. So feel free to check that out. And we'll go into the close here today with some cash and some Pepsi. All right. Thanks for hopping on. Have yourselves a fantastic afternoon, and we'll talk to you later. Take care.